Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is the latest in my Pride Month series of movie reviews. All throughout the month of June, I will be collaborating with fellow creators in celebrating LGBTQ plus Pride Month as we discuss impactful, important films within the LGBTQ queer community. And today I am joined by my good friend, you know her, you've seen her here on the channel, Rachel Wagner from Rachel's Reviews, to discuss the film Beginners. I'm so excited to have Rachel participate and be part of this film series of reviews, and I cannot wait to hear her thoughts on Beginners. So I'm going to go ahead and send it on over to Rachel to kick us off.
Hi, everybody. So this was such an honor for me to get invited to be on Larry's channel. We're pretty good friends, and he asked me to participate in his Pride series, and I actually picked a movie I hadn't seen before, which is a bit risky because I was just so sure that I would really enjoy the 2010 film Beginners. It was one of my sister's favorite movies, and so took a shot just based on the casting alone and, like I said, what my sister thought that I would like it. And Beginners is directed by Mike Mills, and it debuted at the Toronto Film Festival, and it totally feels like a festival movie. Definitely has tons of twee elements to it. This narration, these montages, so the history of time, things like that. Very, very, very indie kind of a feel to it. But it's still pretty charming, and I still enjoyed it. It's not like one of my favorites. It has some flaws, but overall, I think it has its heart in the right place, and you can take something from it and learn. And it is about this man named Hal, played by Christopher Plummer, who had not admitted to his son that he was a gay man. He had kept that from him and had been married for 44 years. And his wife knew that he was gay, and but they, it's a different time. And so once his wife died, then he decided to come out to his son and live this new life. And so the movie kind of flashes back and forth between Hal and between his son, named Oliver, played by Ewan Mcgregor. And technically the movie is actually about Ewan McGregor's character. And I kind of wish sometimes that it was just about the Christopher Plummer character, because I just thought that was a little bit more interesting than Ewan McGregor being this mopey, privileged guy in this other relationship he has with Melanie Laurent. I thought that Christopher Plummer's character was a lot more interesting, so I kind of wish we hadn't had it divided up kind of equally, if not more time spent on the Ewan McGregor character. Anyway, but Hal ends up getting this boyfriend who's a lot younger than him and gets really, really involved, really inspired. But then he finds out that he has cancer, and all this is done in non-linear format. So it actually starts with him dying, the beginning of the movie. And then you flip back and forth. You also see moments of him and Oliver's mother, and how the fact that they had this distance between them, how that affected their son, how it affected his relationship with his father, how he never really felt connected, and what has happened in this 5 years since his father came out, and he got to know him in a whole new way. And this movie is really tenderhearted. It has its heart solely in the right place. I think that Christopher Plummer's character is very likable. I think his journey feels very authentic to the character, and you feel empathy for him. Like I said, I think that Oliver's journey feels less authentic. Like I said, it's very sort of twee and indie, and oh, woe is me, I'm so sad all the time, even though I have a great job and a great apartment and a great girlfriend, and my dad is happy, and life is so hard, and that could get a little annoying at times. But whatever. I think that him and Melanie Laurent have decent chemistry. She's kind of a little bit manic pixie dream girl, but whatever. It's a little bit slow moving, I think, and that'll be hard for some people. But if you can just enjoy these people and following them, particularly Hal and his story is pretty unique. I've never really seen that, the older man in a movie like this before. And so yeah, I think it's a decent movie. I'd probably give it like a B score. So yeah, I look forward to hearing what Larry has to think of this one. And thanks so much for letting me be on your channel. Bye.
Thank you so much for participating and being a part of this really special series for me here on the channel and creating a celebration for the LGBTQ plus community throughout the month of June. If you're not subscribed to Rachel, all of her YouTube, Twitter, Instagram links and information is in the description box down below, so make sure you go and check out her stuff. She's wonderful. Now, as for my thoughts on Beginners, I love this film. I actually forgot just how good it was until I rewatched it in preparation for this series. What really makes this stand out for me is the fact that we focus on an older gentleman who came out so late in life. What I really enjoy about all of that, one, is that we're seeing a perspective that we don't typically see. It's not often we focus on elderly gay men at all in films. If we do, it's like the gay couple next door that make you laugh because they garden or something like that. This is a really authentic and genuine performance that gives us a look at somebody in his twilight years in general, and how coming out and living his true life really impacted the end of his life. And I thought it was just a really interesting viewpoint to color this film, and I really loved that aspect, and that being the main purpose of telling this story. Of course, Christopher Plummer is amazing in this role. He is so good, completely deserving of that Academy Award, because this performance is raw, it's genuine, it's very authentic. He's not playing into any stereotypes, but he's also not playing against stereotype. He just is, and I thought his performance was fantastic. But somebody who I think was a bit overlooked, who also gave a really stellar performance, was Ewan Mcgregor. He's so good in this movie. There's so much going on with his character, and he gets to play this wonderful, wonderful character. What an interesting thing to see, someone having to process their father coming out at such a late stage in life, and still getting that process of them having to deal with it. But there isn't this resent or this hate for it. There's not this anger toward their father coming out. It's just having to process and understand it and grow accustomed to it and then move along with it. And I thought that that character was so well developed, really well realized, and Ewan McGregor brings him to life beautifully on screen. I also really enjoy that we get legitimate moments of history here in this film. Although a little bit brief, they do a great job of paralleling his current heterosexual relationship to not only his parents' marriage and the situation that was, but also his father's life in an era that was 100% unaccepting, and that really helped to color his father's decisions in life, and of course his mother knowing he was gay and pretty much agreeing to the arrangement. And I really just think it paints a very interesting, complex situation within the confines of human behavior when there's so much hate and you're not allowed to be who you are. And it was really well done. It's a beautiful relationship between a father and son. That is pretty much the driving force of this film, is the relationship between the two of them. And again, it's a really great relationship to explore. Plus, I enjoy seeing how Ewan McGregor's own relationship takes form in the film and how that was colored by his father and his own father's new relationship, and him kind of growing accustomed to new ways within the LGBTQ community, and that we got some nice, like, affectionate moments, like really loving moments throughout the film. It mostly all just really works for me. If I were to give any negatives, maybe I wish we focused just a tad bit more on Christopher Plummer and his character, that he had a little bit more screen time. And sometimes delving into that third layer of flashback is just a little bit much. It takes us a little bit out of what's going on. I don't know that the scenes from Ewan's childhood add all that much, honestly, to the current scenes or the scenes with his father. I think the flashbacks between those two time settings works really well and really fleshes out the film and works. But then we go that extra third layer, and I thought, this doesn't add all that much, honestly, to the story that couldn't just be told in other ways without having to do yet another set of flashback. If you haven't seen Beginners, I highly recommend seeking it out. Again, Christopher Plummer did win an Academy Award for his performance in this film. It is so well deserved, and it helps to provide a different perspective on the LGBTQI experience. So once again, thank you so much, Rachel, for joining me to discuss Beginners. As I said, if you're not subscribed to Rachel, make sure you check out her channel and give her some Pride Month love over on Rachel's Reviews. And if you enjoyed this review, make sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest reviews, including each and every Pride Month movie review. Also, make sure to join in on the discussion. Have you seen Beginners? If you have, what did you think of the film? Let me know either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!